if your name keeps showing up near the crime scene, but you're never the one getting arrested, at what point do people stop calling it a coincidence? Because Ilhan Omar was asked if she regrets pushing a bill that led to 47 federal indictments. Her answer was 2 words: absolutely not. There's no apology, no concern, no accountability. So let's talk about why Americans are fed up, all right? This image that y'all seeing, I'm going to make sure y'all get to see all the cash. But it is definitely a lot of what America feels. Every time there's a massive fraud scandal that arises, it's the same faces, it's the same states, and the same lack of consequences. And the response from leadership is always the same too. How dare you even ask? This isn't pocket change. This is industrial scale fraud. And eventually, Washington had to step in. Yeah, because when it gets big enough, it stops being political and becomes federal.
You sent a team from the Labor Department to investigate. What's this about fraud tourists?
Well, unemployment insurance fraud is something that the American people don't deserve. You know, the unemployment insurance fund is to be whole for one specific reason, and that's to bridge the gap between when people lose their job at no fault of their own, that they can find a new job, and it's to bridge that gap. When you steal hundreds of millions of dollars from the American taxpayer, we need to find out what is happening. So I did send a letter. The Department of Labor, through the Employment and Training Administration, sent a letter to Minnesotans to say, we want to know what is happening. So please produce those reports. So we're going to send in a UI strike team to find out exactly what's happening on the ground. We will not tolerate fraud under this administration.
Was there this fraud tourism? I'm interested in that. I'm told there were Somalis loading up suitcases with dollars and flying to Africa to deliver it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to find out. And those are the reports that we're demanding by the 1st of January. So when that UI strike team goes in, we can do that full investigation and report to the American people exactly where those dollars have gone.
Trump is not playing. He's not playing, y'all. A federal strike team doesn't show up for the vibes. They don't. They show up when the numbers get ugly and the paper trail looks a little too long, like we've seen in the previous picture. Also, the excuses stop working. And notice, they're not debating if fraud happened. They're trying to figure out how deep it goes and who, looked the other way. Which leads us to the uncomfortable part. Where did the money go? That's a question I want to know. Because when billions disappear, you don't just lose track of receipts. You definitely lose control, though.
A man will spend the rest of his life in federal prison for plotting to crash a plane into Atlanta's tallest skyscraper. Cholo Abdi Abdullah was just sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms after a jury convicted him of conspiring to carry out a 9/11-style terrorist attack. Prosecutors say that he planned to hijack a Delta Airlines plane and then crash it into Atlanta's Bank of America building. Now, court records show Abdullah is an operative for Al-Shabaab, which is a terrorist group tied to Al-Qaeda. His search history revealed that he researched the tallest building in Atlanta, which is the Bank of America Plaza, also known as the Pencil Building. It's a 55-story building that stands more than 1,000 feet tall. A man will spend the rest of his life in federal prison.
2 life sentences. Now, let me be very, very clear. No one is saying every stolen dollar funded terrorism. But when oversight collapses, bad people always take advantage. That's not fear-mongering. That's history. Which raises a bigger issue here. Why does accountability always feel like an option? Sometimes the reason becomes obvious because people say it out loud.
aniga maadaama nin Soomaali weyn aad iyo aad u weyn tahayna oo ku qasabsan inta taageero other thing that runtii markii la ka hadlayo anaga as far as the vision of this urur ma aha le dalkan ma aha le Mareykankan I think dad badan markii ka hadlayay ma la xariijinayay Minnesota iyo Somali community runta beenta intii la iska daayay way Soomaalida Minnesota joogo wiligood maxay ku xiran yihiin Soomaalida dalka joogo ma garateen ururkan wiligood ma ka bixi karto anaga da Soomaalinahay si u dadaali karnaa yaa si yaa wadankeeni iyo dadkeeni iyo dalkeeni si loo caawiyo anaga su keenayno resource ka hadda haasano oo Mareykanka noo fadhiyo hadii walaalahayn yihiin oo xil haastaan kuwa federaalka fadhiyo so runtii it's a really important and anigana maxaa dhahayaa in hambalyo in aad iyo qof kasta oo Soomaaliya inay taageeraan insha Allah aniga maadaama nin Soomaali weyn aad iyo aad u weyn
following the captions that right there that explains everything. When America isn't the priority, American taxpayers become the funding source. Oversight becomes offensive. Questions becomes dangerous, right? And good old consequences, they never pull up and arrive. And the scam itself, it wasn't even complicated. No. Here's how it allegedly worked. No politics, just the steps.
Here in Minnesota, a local realtor reached out to me to tell me about another way that Somalians are scamming Minnesotans out of their taxpayer dollars. In her community alone, Somalians have bought up over 455 homes. They buy these homes, claiming they're turning these homes into home health care centers. She says the way we know Somalians have bought these homes is because all of a sudden, extremely nice cars start showing up. Mercedes, BMWs, the nicest cars are parked in the driveway. And she said by law, the state will not come out and inspect these homes and make sure these homes even have clients living in these homes. She also said, as a realtor, she cannot disclose to people wanting to buy homes in this neighborhood that Somalians have bought that home and they're using that as a home health care center. She said these homes can even take people in who've just been released from jail, and the neighborhood does not need to know about this. But she says many of these homes do not even have clients in them. But the state is writing them checks every month for the clients that the Somalians say are in these homes. And these Somalians are making millions of dollars off of these homes every year. The Somalians have figured out exactly the perfect plan as to how to scam Minnesota taxpayers out of their money. They are banking on this, making millions of dollars. And the government here in Minnesota is too lazy to go and check it out and to see if there's even clients living in these homes. The fraud in Minnesota is so deep. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Buy a house, call it a care facility, no inspections, bill Medicaid for people who don't exist over and over and over again. That's not clever. That's confidence. The kind you only have when you believe nobody's coming. Nobody. Which makes this next moment pretty interesting, okay? Let me get it queued up. Because now even Democrats are saying the quiet part. Look at who it is.
A vibrant immigration. But we don't want immigrants that are coming here illegally, draining us of resources, and also and being prioritized above people that are actual literal heroes that are coming home, or that are still recovering from 20 years of endless war, or anybody else in our society, right? But everybody's talking about a vibrant immigration.
That's Hunter Biden. Not MAGA Twitter, not a Republican lawmaker. That's Hunter Biden. And I want to read the caption that Eric wrote with it. Holy crap. Hunter Biden just stunned the entire Democrat Party by denouncing his own father's 4 years in office. Quote, "We don't want immigrants coming here illegally, draining our resources and being prioritized above veterans and citizens." I'm just saying illegal immigration is draining resources and prioritizing non-citizens over Americans. I'm with him. You know, he ain't wrong. So if that statement is racist, someone forgot to tell him. And that brings us to here, the core. This isn't about parties. It's about respect.
People died for this country. My grandfather served in the service. My father served in the service. My uncle served in the service. We live on American soil. That flag that gets raised is for the ones that didn't come home. The ones that are home, pull that string and raise that flag for the ones that can't. You see it? We're Americans. We don't go and raise Chinese flags or Russian flags on their soil, right? It's considered disrespectful. And that's what an American flag is, something to respect. People die for that flag. Families never get to see the other part of their family again. It's not about religion. This is about a country that needs to support the people in its country. By raising that flag, we all become one. We're all Americans, right? We live in the United States. Some weren't born here, but they came here for a better life, right? And that's opportunity. That's what America does. We give people opportunity. Those flags don't need to be raised there. You know and I know, sir. As an American, that's disrespectful. For every person that has had a service member pass, doesn't have a leg, fights every day just to wake up, PTSD. You guys don't get it. And we keep sending soldiers. You know why? For money. You raise them flags for money. We don't see that money. We don't see the arcade we used to go to. Nothing. All we see is, no offense, people don't even talk to us. People just walk by. We say hello, they ignore us. But they get theirs and we don't get ours. That's not American. We fought for what we got, our land. You guys don't see that? You hurt a lot of people. You got to rest with that, not me.
Accidentally had my mic off, but I was saying that's the heart of it. People don't just feel robbed financially. They feel disrespected. Disrespected as taxpayers, disrespected as citizens, disrespected as people who followed the rules. And when a politician looks at 47 indictments and says, absolutely not, they're not denying fraud. They're denying you. Seriously. And this is where the priorities become, impossible to ignore, because when American families ask where their money went, when veterans ask why they're being pushed to the back of the line, when taxpayers ask for basic accountability, this is what Minnesota Democrats choose to show emotion over. Watch this.
Whether you are in my Senate district or not, I am here to tell you how much we are in support of every one of you. And with my colleagues, we are heartbroken by the horrible actions of our government. And we want you to know that at the state level, we will do all that we can to support you. Whether you live in our district or not, we are here. We bring greetings from all of our Senate DFL colleagues, including my House partner, Patty Acom, who wishes she could be here, but she's not. So please reach out to us. Whether you live in our district or not, if you have friends, relatives, anyone who needs our help, we are 100% committed to helping you. You are welcome here. You belong here. And we are here for you. I apologize. I have to leave for another commitment, but we are here. Senator Swedzinski, Alex Falconer, and I will do, and the mayor, we will do all that we can to support you, protect you, and help you as needed. So please accept that and know how much we care about you and are glad that you are here in our community.
I really don't know what to say. I taught American government for 33 years. I've had the joy and privilege. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's different. I've had the joy and the privilege of representing many of you in the Senate District 49 now for 10 years. And I don't know how I would teach this era we're living in right now if I was still in the classroom teaching. I just don't know how I would do it. And
Yes, I also noticed the audio was synced off too. I have nothing I can do though. Sorry, y'all.
So I'm struggling with everything that's happening in America right now. You know, Thomas Paine in 1775, when we were fighting for our independence and our freedom, and he said, these are the times that try men's souls. And I think we're going through a similar era like that, where, as the speaker said earlier today, we're all being tested. And what will we rise to the top, and how will we enrich America, and how will we enter the portal after this and bring all the good and joy and rapture that I know we're capable of as people on the planet Earth. And the Statue of Liberty, oh my God, the Statue of Liberty at the base of it in New York Harbor says, "Bring me your huddled masses yearning to be free. Bring me your huddled masses yearning to be free." That's what America's all about. We're not a nation of, we're all the same. We're a nation of immigrants. We're a nation of diversity. That's our strength, not our weakness. So again, I really don't know what to say. I'm with you. You know, as I was a kid growing up, I was one of the few Jews in my hometown, and I faced the vitriolic language of my classmates calling me vermin. And when I've heard the horrible things that we're saying, that some are saying about people today, it breaks my heart, because I never thought we'd be there again. And so we stand with you, all of us here today. We stand with you. Stay strong. Thanks for listening.
Look at that. Y'all saying actual tears, cracking voices, hands over heart. Not for kids whose food money was stolen, not for the taxpayers who got robbed, not for the communities wrecked by fraud, but for illegal immigrants who promised with promises of protection no matter what. And notice something important here, right? No one's crying over the 47 indictments. No one's emotional about billions missing. No one's shaken by the fact that the system failed hard, might I add. The tears only show up when enforcement does, and that tells you everything. That tells me a lot. I don't know about you. I'll say it like that. This isn't about compassion versus cruelty. It's about who the compassion is for and who gets ignored. Because, you know, a government that cries for illegals but shrugs at the taxpayers is immoral. It's upside down. And when politicians out here, Ilhan, absolutely not. In the face of indictments, they're not defending any policy at all, y'all. They're defending a system where accountability is optional. My fault, y'all. It's only looked at as an option, but you know, loyalty matters more than law. America isn't heartless. America, we just tired, all right? We tired of being lectured, tired of being robbed, tired of being told that asking questions make us the villain. And the more you cry on camera, the clearer it becomes who they're really fighting for, and it's not for you. So, if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to write, absolutely not. Other than that, y'all be safe. Go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.